All right, hello, my fellow gun lovers. It's the Gun Junkie here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Shadow Systems MR920 Elite. I will be comparing it with the Glock 19, kind of a comparison. I'm going to be talking about more of what I think about the Shadow Systems. It is a direct comparison to the Glock because it's similar frame. It's the clone of the Glock 19, just more pimped out. And I'll be giving you my thoughts on that. But before we start the video, guys, just to let you know that there are no bullets around. Again, empty, no bullets in the room at all. Same thing with my Glock. It doesn't even have a mag well. Empty. So, yeah, just to let you know, safety is the biggest thing when messing with guns. Always be safe, always be secure, always pretend that they are loaded, because you'll be surprised sometimes things can be crazy. But let's start with the video, guys. What do I think about the MR920 Elite? So far, it's a really great looking gun. I've shot about 2,000 rounds in this gun, and I've seen nothing but pretty much good reviews on it. It has its little flaws, but a lot of people give it good reviews. For me, I've had a completely different experience. I'm going to talk about one of the negatives that has really bothered me, and it's been the holosun. When I bought the gun, I mean, it was working fine. The first time I shot it, this thing went off. It stopped working. I tried to take it back to Bass Pro. They said I couldn't do anything. I have to call the gun company. I called Shadow Systems. They couldn't do anything about it, so now I have to contact Holosun. Or actually contacted Holosun. They haven't gotten back to me yet. But that's really irritating because I paid about $1,400 for the gun and at Bass Pro. And it's a really great looking gun, but at the end, it's not working properly. So just the sight. Overall, the gun, I like it. Shooting with it, still using the iron sights works really well. I like it a lot. Aesthetically, it looks nice, and I love the color as well. I really haven't had any issues with feeding any kind of bullets. So far, it's been good, but it took about, I would say, 300 bullets before it was actually breaking in pretty well. At first, I was a little bit inaccurate with it. It wasn't too controllable, I could say, yet. But after 300 rounds, it felt similar to the Glock 19. But overall, guys, this gun is still pretty good. Now, would I pay $1,400 again for it? No. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I spent about a little less than $600 for my Glock 19. And I've completely loved this thing. As base as it is, people say, hey, it's not pimped out. I mean, look at the difference. Sorry, let's see. I mean, this one looks aesthetically a lot better. But again, my Glock 19 does the job. It does it well. It's a really good, reliable gun. And that's the thing I like about Glocks, that they're very basic. They're kind of like the iPhone of the, telephone world. Yeah, iPhones are very reliable. They're just very basic, to the point, and they get the job done. And everybody likes them. Same thing with the Glock. It's something that is really reliable, easy to use, right out of the box. Whatever person buys this gun, I would say male and female, I feel like they're able to control it pretty well. I feel like something like this, it'll take something to get used to. Again, you have to shoot about 300 to 500 rounds so you can kind of break it in. And then after that, it's still pretty good. It is a little bit lightweight compared to this one. This one's slightly heavier, not too much. People do the weight, but the way it feels, the way it's distributed, this one is a little bit lighter. And people say, hey, it's about the same weight. It really isn't. It's just the way it's built, the way, where there's more weight. If there's more weight on the slide than the frame, you get me? That plays a big key part. So, again, these are very similar framed. Again, it's like a clone. It's just a more pimped out clone. Again, as you see, the mag wells fit in each of them fairly well. So more mag wells for me when I go shooting. But would I rely with this one as an everyday carry? I would not. People say, hey, it's just a better looking version of the Glock 19. It is better looking, but again, I would put my life more into a Glock, something like this, than something like this. I feel like, for some reason, if I'm ever in a bad situation, this will come out more reliably out of 100 times than this one. So I just feel my stats would mentally make me feel safer. But again, it's overall a good gun. Like I said, if I would have probably gotten the cheaper version, not the elite version with the Holosun, I probably would have had a different thought on it. Um, but my personal thoughts on it, like, I do like the gun again. It's a gun that I would go and shoot and show off, but it's not something that I would use it as an everyday carrier or, put it for my life. Um, and yeah, I mean, people say it's cheaper to get something like this than to get a basic Glock and then switch out every part to make it look really nice. And yeah, I do agree to an extent, but I would rather get something like this. And if I ever have to change things to make it look better, then I'll rather go this way. The more it'll take longer, but you'll get something that you really do like. And it'll last you a while, and you can change part by part by part. And again, long-term wise, you're going to have the gun you like instead of getting something that you already get it pre-built, looking good, but it's not that reliable as a Glock. So those are pretty much my thoughts on it. People tell me if I'm a Glock guy. I'm, like I've said in my previous videos, I'm not a Glock person. Again, I bought the Shadow Systems. Glock 19 Gen 5 is pretty much the only gun I've kind of liked. I haven't really liked none of the other Glocks. I tried the Glock 44, the Glock 17, all those, and I just don't like them. This is the only gun, the only Glock I've liked. And I've tried out all those other guns, like I said. So, I mean, I'm not a Glock guy. I do have Smith & Wessons. I do have Hellcats. I do have a bunch of different other guns, and I don't specifically buy to one brand. I check out guns and be like, hey, let's try this gun out. It looks nice, or it looks like it can be comfortable. I shoot it, and if it fits me, then I'll give it a few thousand rounds and see how it goes after that, and then give my thoughts on it. But I'm not a person that's just going to be like, hey, yeah, this gun's good. Oh, this gun's good. Oh, this gun's good. No. I kind of look at the perspective of the new gun owner, especially. Because you see a lot of YouTube videos out there that like, yeah, this gun is really good. It's good to handle, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, for a person that's not good with controlling guns, it's not a good gun for them. So like I always say, before you buy any gun, go try it out. Go to like your local gun shop or your range, sorry. For me, I go to Top Gun. I pay my yearly subscription, and I can try out any gun. So before I buy a gun, I try it out. I did try this one. I did like it, but again, the issue that I had was with my Holosun. It does not work, and that sucks. I've had issues with Holosuns before, so people always give it really good reviews, and I understand they have a good technology that's kind of like being a little more advanced, but they are not the most reliable one. I've had other sites that have been more reliable than Holosun, and just because they're a big brand name and everybody uses them, it doesn't mean that they're the best. People tend to have that in the back of their heads because every good shooter has a Holosun. It doesn't mean that it's the best. It just means they have the most amount of money and they're, advertising really well. But for me, like, I'm always coming with an unbiased opinion. I'm always coming to see what is the truth on these things because I'm going to personally experience them. And I just don't buy a gun and say, hey, oh my God, look at this gun. This gun's really great. No, I put in a few thousand rounds before I actually give a review on it and give you my thoughts on it. So for me, the MR920, I've had it for a few months now. I've used it a lot. Again, my Glock, I've used it for a really long time too, and that's why I'm telling you my personal experience. I currently, when I go to the range, I kind of like just shoot that certain kind of gun. So I don't take all my guns and then I shoot all of them. No, I take about 1 or 2 guns and then I shoot a few hundred rounds on each, and that's where I'm like, okay, I need to get used to the gun, because if you're using different kind of guns, then they're all going to feel different. You're not really going to process of what gun is what, right? It takes some time of, to get that memory, that muscle memory in there. So for me, like I said, when I shot my Glock, I shot it for pretty much almost a week straight. Same thing with the Hellcat Pro. Same thing with my Tauruses, all that stuff. I've just shot it for a week, and then that's when I make my own personal opinions, and then I shoot it for months and see if anything changes the more I, break them in. And yeah, guys, like, that's the things I kind of look at all the time. I'm not a person that always checks on like the magazines that are like, hey, this one has 15 rounds and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, no, I don't really care about how many rounds it has. It only takes 1 bullet to kill someone. So that's the things I actually look at. I look at the comfortability. I look at how it feeds through the chamber, how everything works with the gun itself. I'm not here to kind of, say things that other people are saying, because, a lot of people are going to be biased because they like a certain company or they want to get sponsored by a certain company. I'm not that kind of person. I'm the person that's always going to be truthful with whatever, you know, I'm doing my review on. And for me, is this a buy? I say no. Um, it's a good gun. Don't get me wrong. If you have money, then go for it. But I've seen a lot of people had issues with their Holostons, so don't go for the Elite. Go for the basic, I guess, the base models. And again, they provide with a lot of good stuff. They're aesthetically really nice guns, but I would rather spend half the money or a little bit less than half the money, 1,400, about 580 without, I mean, I didn't pay taxes on this because we had a special, but again, I paid about 580 for this gun, and this gun has been so reliable. I've been able to control it so well. My wife, the first time she tried it, she loved the gun because she was able to control the gun. You know, the recoil wasn't too heavy for her. It is a bit, like they say, blocky, but that actually helps with the aesthetic of how the ergonomics of the gun work. And again, it's a really great gun. If you haven't shot one, shoot one. You'll see what I'm talking about. People complain about the way it's kind of like tilted. Once you get used to it, you're gonna get used to it. Like every other gun, you have to put in bullets so you can actually get good at shooting. It's not the gun you get. You get me? It's all about the person. And instead of investing in buying a bunch of guns, invest in buying in bullets, because that's what's gonna get you in your training going. So that's all I want to talk about, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, again, talking about this gun. If you have any more questions, let me know down below. If I didn't cover some parts, I'm sorry. Just let me know down in the comments below, and I will answer as quickly as I can. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. So peace out.